Hello.
Where are you from?
From France. It's my first visit to Tuscany.
Wonderful.
It's lovely, but it rains so much.
You brought it with you. Where to?
To the Central Market, please. I have an appointment. You like wine?
Very, very much.
What kind of wine?
Chianti, especially Chianti Classico. Here around Florence, we grow Classico and also Brunello,
Bolgheri.
all consistently good.
If Italy has several wine-growing regions, for me, Tuscany is the most important place. It's a unique destination where some of the greatest Italian wines are produced. By starting off my trip in Florence, I discover one of Italy's jewels under the rain, far from the usual cliches with Tuscany bathing in the sun. But for now, before leaving for the vineyards of the region, I'm in the heart of the city at the Central Market to meet Camilla, a young Florentine restorer. It's the perfect occasion for quickly getting to know the Italian way of life, the food, and the wine. Can we go in?
Yeah, follow me.
The Central Market of Florence explodes with flavors and colors. Gourmet delicatessens abound. Pasta in eccentric shapes, balsamic oils, cheese. Everything is there to work up an appetite. When was this market built?
In 1870. Before that, the market stalls were at Porcellino, near Piazza Signoria. But as the market was growing, they had to find another space. So this building was designed and constructed by the architect Migoni, the same architect who designed the Milano Galleria.
He's famous.
Yes, very famous.
Do you come here a lot?
Yes, every day.
Every day? For your restaurant?
Yes, for my restaurant.
The wines. Can you suggest some wines to drink with fratellier?
Of course. Actually, you could choose any of these. They're all good, but personally, if you want a good one, I choose that one. You can't go wrong with that. Or...
Oh, Sassicaia. I'm going to visit a vineyard there this week.
Oh, yeah? Well, I can introduce you to a friend of mine who can tell you all about our wines.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Hello.
This is my friend from France. She's here on a wine tour.
Hi, I'm Luna. Nice to meet you.
And maybe you could tell her about...
Tuscan wines. My discussion with Paolo didn't need any words. The Italian gestures speak for themselves. Why is the best wine in the world made here? Because we're in Tuscany, the most beautiful region in the world. A small tasting of a Brunello di Montalcino. Montalcino is situated just above Siena, all accompanied by a selection of cheeses, and you've got all of Italy in your mouth. Bye.
I've got to go. I have so much to do.
To start cooking?
Yes, first lunch and all the shopping.
Thank you. I'll stop by the restaurant later.
Great. Bye.
Ciao. See you later. I continue my discovery of Florence, followed by fine odors from the Central Market. The city is a stereotype of Italian culture, and I'm soon under its spell. The bazaar around the market is the right occasion for completing my collection of hats. To try and unlock the secrets of this city, which has never been lacking in artists, I meet with an inevitable character of Tuscan popular song, Riccardo Marasco. He's been singing about his city for more than 50 years. We rendezvous on the Piazza del Duomo at the foot of the magical and enlightened cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore. You are Riccardo.
Yes, and you're Luna.
I'm so pleased to meet you.
At last we meet, after all the phone calls.
Your city is so beautiful.
Yes, not bad.
Not bad. Would you show me around?
Yes.
I'd like to see the Florence that you love.
There is a hidden side of Florence, but also the side with all the monuments that can suffocate you.
Yes, it's quite impressive.
It's your first visit?
Yes, it is, and I already love it. How about it? Where shall we go?
Let's see. We could walk around the Duomo, or see another piazza.
Sounds great.
Let's head for the Piazza Signoria.
Okay, wonderful. Strolling in the small streets lined with impressive palaces, I'm soon seduced by the atmosphere and elegance of the place. As soon as I raise my eyes, Riccardo reveals the architectural subtleties of the town. Our trail brings us back to the river to enjoy a splendid view over the Arno from the famous Ponte Vecchio, Florence's oldest bridge.
Shall we stop for a drink? What shall we have? What would you like?
I'd like some wine.
Perfect. Brando? Brando's a friend of mine. Would you bring us some white wine? I keep my instrument here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So pour me some wine, please, and play something for me, okay? What instrument is it?
It's very rare.
Very rare.
Unique. It's 100 years old.
Cheers.
To your stay in Tuscany.
Thank you.
Brando. Sorry to bother you. Would you bring me my instrument, please?
Here you are.
An ancient harp guitar. The Ala d'Aquila.
What?
El d'Aigle. Or eagle's wing.
Eagle's wing.
Yes. Here's the eagle and a wing with feathers. It has quite a history.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
I will play you a Florentine love song that dates back to the 1500s to accompany you on your trip.
Oh, Riccardo, you're so romantic.
Bella mia, questo mio cuore per voi vive e per voi muore, che voi siete per mia sorte la mia vita, la mia morte, la mia vita e la mia morte. Col bel guardo mi ferite, col bel guardo voi mi guarite. Quando dunque mi mirate, morte e vita, ahimè mi date. Morte e vita, ahimè mi date.
The lyrics of Riccardo beautifully accompany my last moments in this charming and romantic Florence. Tuscany, or rather the old Tuscan land, is simply stunning. With its villas, cypresses, and valleys, it's a true microcosm of Italy. And then there's the wine. I head for the Tenuta Guicciardini Strozzi that overlooks the locality of Cusona, some kilometers from San Gimignano. I meet with the Princess Natalia Strozzi, who today presents the wines of this illustrious fattoria. Hello, Natalia.
Hello. Finally, did you get lost?
Just a little. But it's all so beautiful around here that it didn't matter.
Our Tuscany is magic.
Thank you.
Welcome. This domain belongs to our family.
And that magnificent tower.
That famous tower dates back to 994.
How extraordinary.
Over 1,000 years ago, that's all that was here.
There aren't many domains that go back that far.
No. Shall we start with the garden?
With pleasure. An impressive Italian garden plunging in the landscapes of Cusona. These gardens revive the spirit of the antique Roman gardens with the architectural compositions, the sense of symmetry, and perspective. Natalia takes this moment in the estate's lanes of roses to tell me about the Strozzi family's 1,000 years of wine-growing history. Naturally, she invites me to visit the cellar, where the famous red wines of the estate are preciously stored.
This is the oldest part of all, and that ramp was built for rolling down the barrels. They were made of chestnut.
These huge barrels?
Exactly, all rolled down there. Back then, that's how wine was made and also kept. We're 15 meters underground. The temperature is maintained naturally at 12 to 14 degrees all year long. Shall we?
Extraordinary.
Here we are.
This cellar is so ancient.
It's 1,000 years old. This is the most ancient part. The wine kept here was Vergnace di San Gimignano. It was the white wine of that era and has existed since 1200. It was already being produced here.
And mentioned by Dante, Michelangelo,
And Boccaccio, that's right. And not only was it the first designation for an Italian white wine, but it also received a DOGC, which corresponds to the European PDO. This is where our wines are kept. They can age over a long period. And this is our super Tuscan, the Sodole.
Sodole, I've heard of it.
Exactly. It's a wine that can age for as long as 25 to 30 years. And we have another super Tuscan here called Milani, created to celebrate the 1,000th anniversary.
Of this property.
Exactly.
The white wine mustn't be forgotten. According to a natural procedure, the Vin Santo is produced here, a very famous dessert wine. Is this where you dry the grapes to make Vino Santo?
Yes, because to produce Vino Santo, the grapes must be left to dry for at least 2 months after they are harvested. And then we transfer the juice to barrels called garatelli. These are smaller barrels where it is kept for at least 4 or 5 years.
That's a long time.
And left untouched. And they are covered over with cement to guard against evaporation. But since the wood is porous,
yes, of course,
70% of the wine evaporates.
I see.
So not only does making Vino Santo take a long time, but it also remains a mystery, because we don't know what goes on inside those barrels. And while it's in the barrel for 4 years, with that window open all year long throughout the 4 seasons, you can imagine what happens.
All the climatic changes.
The result can be a total failure or perfect fermentation. We never know.
What a risk.
It's the traditional process for making Vino Santo.
It's the magic of Vino Santo.
Here, you'll see. The corks all along the columns.
That's extraordinary. But why the name Vino Santo?
So there are 2 stories. One is because it's the wine used by the church. And the other is that the winemaking procedure for Vin Santo takes place around All Saints' Day. All Souls' Day, so...
I see. So that's why.
Before you leave, I'd like to show you another little surprise that's tied to our history.
I'd love it. Thank you.
There it is.
It's a family tree.
Yes.
It's enormous.
It's our family tree. So there's the Churchill branch. But the big surprise is that my sister and I are 15th generation direct relatives of that lady.
You are descendants of Mona Lisa?
Indirectly, because her name was Lisa Gherardini, and Gherardini was our grandmother's family, so although there seemed to be a big mystery about her identity, our family history proved who she was, but the facts were never revealed until some years ago. And what's more, Miss Gherardini was married to Giocondo, and thus La Gioconda.
La Gioconda. I'm trying to see a resemblance.
So that ends our little visit.
It was superb. What an extraordinary visit. Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Ciao. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
After this travel in time with one of the most famous Tuscan families and following the gourmet advice of Princess Natalia, I head for the center of San Gimignano to discover a gelateria unlike any other, the Gelateria di Piazza, a must for ice cream in San Gimignano. Sergio Dondoli, its owner, has been sacred world champion of Italian ice cream twice, an institution not to be missed, as Sergio prepares ice cream made out of wine too. Hi, I have an appointment with Sergio.
Oh!
Ah, Sergio, I'm Luna.
Hello, Luna.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
It's a pleasure.
The pleasure's mine.
So you'll teach me to make Italian ice cream?
Yes, gladly, if you have time.
I have all the time we need.
But it's a very special ice cream. It's made with our vernaccia and sparkling vernaccia. Okay? Are you pleased?
Yes, because then I get to eat it.
Right, follow me. This is the lab where we make our ice cream. These are the ingredients for our ice cream.
So we put whole grapes into vernaccia ice cream?
No, I just put some out for, you know. That's right.
Very nice.
Now watch this.
Show me.
We choose a wine according to its alcohol content.
To make ice cream, nothing could be easier. Good fruit, sugar, water, an ice cream maker, and last but not least, good Italian white wine. In this case, the famous local vernaccia. With Sergio, making ice cream is child's play.
See that? Now we pour all that in here. Bravo, Luna. Maybe we waited too long. Sorbet isn't the same as ice cream. We can taste it, but it goes in the freezer first, okay? That's the place for it.
Only natural ingredients. That's good.
Now I put a little bunch of grapes on it for decoration. And there you are. We go back there and have some, okay? So, do you want it on a cone or in a cup?
On a cone, but with a spoon.
With a spoon, okay. There,
Thank you.
a pink spoon for you. I'll have it in a cup, please. I'll start with the vernaccia, because it's more delicate. The other is more complex, with more aromas, while the vernaccia retains the pure taste of a delicate white wine. It's at the right temperature here, so you can smell the wine better.
Yes, you can really smell the wine.
Because it's at the right temperature.
It's very subtle. I would love to eat it as I walk through the little streets of San Gimignano.
But then you'll have to return for our digestive ice cream, because I have other ice creams.
I'll do that.
Bye, Luna.
Thank you, Sergio.
It was a pleasure.
For me too.
Say hello to France for me. Ciao.
Bye. All of this has whet my appetite. I leave the region of San Gimignano to reach the medieval Italian town par excellence, Siena. If the town possesses well-hidden secrets in the small streets of its historical center, there's a restaurant whose fiery passion is felt through all of Italy, the Osteria le Logge. Close to the Piazza del Campo, the Osteria has one of the most inventive menus in Tuscany, but even more important, a unique cellar hidden in the Etruscan catacombs of the town. Hello, Mirko.
Hello.
I'm Luna.
How are you?
Very well, and you?
Fine.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Logge.
I hear your food is excellent.
Thanks for the compliment.
And they also tell me your wine cellar is incredible.
Yes, it's quite marvelous.
Wine is highly regarded in Tuscany, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And very important for our restaurant. I'd like to show you some.
I'd like that very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Then follow me.
This cellar must be so old.
Yes, with a lot of history behind it. We are blessed with this magnificent medieval structure.
Dating from?
Around 1400, as we can recognize by the construction style and the brickwork.
I didn't expect to see a cellar like this here.
Yes.
It's full of treasures.
Yes, there are 10,000 bottles here.
10,000?
Yes, indeed. And we even have our own label. I'll show you.
You make your own wine?
Yes, because after Gianni and Laura opened the restaurant, they decided to go back to Montalcino to produce wine. This is our label. We serve it in the restaurant, along with our olive oil.
Is the cellophane to protect the label?
Yes, because you may notice the walls are made of tufa stone that's very damp and crumbles easily. Just touch it and you'll see.
It's a bit damp, yes, and sandy.
It's sand that the humidity turns into stone. Without humidity, it turns into sand. So the humidity factor is very important.
So where are the other bottles? These don't add up to 10,000.
No, but we have 2 more floors.
2?
Yes, come on, I'll show you.
Okay, thanks.
There you are. Wine's everywhere. Let's keep going.
It's incredible. Oh my God.
We're heading into the oldest part of the cellar.
Do you have mainly Tuscan wines here?
We also have wines from France, Germany, New Zealand, the US, but most of them are the very prized wines of Tuscany.
Do the locals prefer Tuscan wines?
People here want to drink good wines, so it depends. Obviously, foreigners like to sample the local wines, but the locals also like to try wines from other places.
I see. I hear that one of your specialties on the menu is pigeon. What sort of wine would you drink with that?
Pigeon pairs very well with a wine that's not too structured, a delicate wine, as the dish has a particularly delicate taste. So I think that a lightly structured vintage of Brunello that's a few years old would go very well with Nico's dish. For a perfect harmony on the palate, a joyous taste sensation.
I could listen to you all day.
I'd love you to meet Nico, so you can talk about food, how it all comes together, and fall in love with his cooking.
Would he let me cook with him?
Of course. He can't say no to a beautiful woman like you.
Okay, let's go.
You're welcome.
Thanks. The cuisine of Chef Nico Artrigna is known for being rich, varied, but always from simple ingredients and impeccably cooked. It's really the address not to be missed in Siena.
Hello, Nico. This is Luna.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Nico.
Pleased to meet you. So, what are we going to cook?
We'll do a risotto and pigeon.
I've heard about your pigeon dish.
Kidney morsels with risotto cooked in red wine. Then the pigeon in red wine and spices. Then we present it on a beautiful dish.
The difficulty of the exercise will be to prepare 2 dishes simultaneously at the rhythm of the chef. We start off with what takes the longest time, the risotto. According to traditional method, you puree for 20 minutes little by little, hot stock on the rice. Next, the kidneys just browned in olive oil. They'll be later placed over the risotto. I go from one dish to the other without stopping. Then, it's time to cook the pigeon. No time for me to rest. One must stir the rice without stopping, all whilst watching the cooking of the kidneys and the pigeon. There are 2 solutions for cooking the pigeon. If it's young, it will be eaten rosé or rare. If it's adult, it will be cooked longer over a slow fire to obtain a more tender poached pigeon. In my case, the rosé of the flesh leaves no doubt about its youth. The pigeon is wrapped in a fine layer of dried breadcrumbs, offering an astonishing appearance. And I finish preparing my risotto with the kidney. Delicious. It's not surprising that the locals keep coming back to this osteria. Tuscan cuisine reinvented in the Siena fashion and served with very good wine is simply heavenly.
Mamma mia. Un po' di frutta. E anche con Grazie Nico.
Thank you, Mirko. I loved it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
Buona giornata.
A trip to Italy without a Vespa ride wouldn't have been complete. I've therefore organized a meeting with the Siena Vespa Club. One of the members, Giampaolo, is a wine grower at Badia a Coltibuono. Weather permitting, I'm hoping to continue my Vespa ride outside of town to discover this new estate.
Ciao
Hi
ragazzi.
there. I'm Luna.
Hi.
Ciao.
Hello.
Tu sei
You're Paolo?
Yes.
I knew it. Ciao.
Ciao. E allora,
And you
chi
are?
sono gli altri?
Gianpaolo?
Hi, Giampaolo.
I'm Francesco.
Hello, Francesco.
Ciao. Allora, bene,
Then
tu
you're
sei
the
la
ideal
persona
person to
ideale
take me on a
per
tour by
farmi- per farmi
Vespa.
fare un giro in Vespa, no?
Because
Perché
you're the
sei
president
presidente
of the
del
Siena
Vespa
Vespa
di
Club.
Sono il presidente. Sì,
Yes,
del Vespa
I
del
certainly am.
E non si
So
può
we can't go into
circolare
Siena by
in
car.
in macchina.
No.
No.
No,
È tutto
only by
Vespa.
Vespa.
Si può andare in
Or on foot.
Si può andare
By
in
Vespa is better?
Vespa, sì. O a piedi,
But I
sì.
prefer
Ma
Vespa.
vedi, ma
You see
è
more
bello,
that way.
Vedi più di cosa. Bello. Qual è la
Which
mia?
one is
La-
mine?
This one.
Sì, è più femminile.
It's very feminine. I like it.
Mi piace.
Fine with me.
Mi piace, la voglio bene questa. E mi hai
You told me
parlato
that Giampaolo was
di
involved in
Giampaolo,
winemaking,
che
right?
lavora nel vino, no? Tu
Sì.
lavori
That's
nel
right.
vino? Ok. E cosa fai?
What is it you do?
Well, I'm responsible for the winemaking process, the storage, the aging, and right up to the bottling.
E si potrebbe
And could we visit the
visitare
property?
Of course.
Sì?
Today?
Oggi?
Yes.
Perfetto,
Perfect.
benissimo. Ma
Could
prima
we see
facciamo
some of
un
Siena
giro
first?
in Siena?
Se vuoi.
If you want.
Of
Perché
course.
non voglio?
I'd love
Voglio,
it.
sì, voglio.
Let's go.
Andiamo.
Let's go. Going through Siena on a Vespa revives the emotions of a true social phenomena. Without any doubt, Vespa is one of the symbols of Italy, along with pasta, the pizzas, ice creams, and the red car. I'd imagined I would thread my way through cars, waving my arms, my hand on the horn, helmet hanging carelessly in the crook of my elbow. Far from it. The group proposes a calm stroll through the heart of town. It's a privilege since motorized means of transport are usually prohibited in the historical center of Siena. Bye, Paolo. I continue my route with Giampaolo towards the estate of Badia a Coltibuono, situated in an abbey 25 kilometers from Siena. Meanwhile, if Tuscany is known for being one of the sunniest destinations in September, it can sometimes be rather rainy, and I have to agree. Just enough time to gather garbage bags for parkas, and I'm back on the road to enjoy the most aquatic two-wheeled voyage of my life.
We're totally soaked.
I still have water in my eyes.
Let's go on in. We're better off inside.
It's beautiful. Too bad about the weather.
Here's our chance to dry off. Ready?
Wow.
Wow. Mi
I
sembra
feel like
essere
I'm in the Middle
Medioevo.
Ages.
Sai?
It sure seems like it down here.
Ma si è
It's
vecchia
so
qui, eh?
ancient.
Ma cosa
What does this place mean
rappresenta
to
per
you?
te questo luogo che
This place, well, above all, it's a beautiful place to work in. It gives me great pride.
To work here?
potrebbe
Yes.
essere peggiore.
It could be worse.
I'll say. Let's go this way. I have a little surprise for you.
Ok.
Oh, I love surprises.
Piacciono le sorprese.
This is just the beginning.
Quanti
Oh my God.
And that's not even your surprise.
Look at all these bottles. And so many vintages. Such old ones.
tante annate.
These are some of the oldest special reserve of the Badia Coltibueno.
E chi è la più
Which is the
vecchia?
oldest one?
That one, 1937.
Okay.
Non c'è
There are
più
none older
vecchio
than
che
37?
37?
No, let's say that those earlier ones were very prized by the Germans.
Oh, because the Germans came through here and drank the wine up.
Che lo hanno bevuto tutto.
Well, they certainly liked it.
E il Vin
Do you
Santo
still
si fa
produce the
ancora
Vin Santo?
adesso? Sì.
Of course, we make two kinds. The classic Vin Santo, the Trebbiano,
Sì.
and L'Occhio di Panice, which is made with Sangiovese. And further along is your surprise.
Oh, my surprise. Great. Oh, so this is it.
Ah, la sorpresa.
This is it.
Cultus Boni.
What does cultus boni mean?
Cultus Boni, Badia Coltibueno. It's Latin.
Oh, it means the same thing.
The cult of quality.
The cult of quality. I see.
Shall I open it?
Oh, yes, please.
Va bene.
Is it good?
It's drinkable.
Con il tempo
With the
che
weather we've
abbiamo
had today.
oggi,
We need a drink.
le vendemmie
Was the harvest very difficult?
erano difficili?
Yes, it's not been easy this year, but we're managing. We've been at it since August 23rd. We start, we stop, we start again. In case of rain, we stop a week and then continue.
Lovely color. And the vintage is 2009.
Yep, 2009.
2009.
It's really incredible that I get to drink a wine like this, and right here, in this cellar.
It's very good. I like it very much. It's easy to drink, isn't it?
Yes, very easy to drink. You have to be careful.
Or I'll drink too much.
Exactly.
Cheers. And thanks also for the Vespa, the rain, and all the rest.
Well, for the rain, you'll have to thank someone else.
Sì, 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 è vero, è vero. No, ma
But
veramente,
please, thanks the guys in the Vespa
grazie,
Club,
ragazzi
because I had a
del
really
Vespa
great day.
perché mi è piaciuta.
No, you're welcome, Luna. It was our pleasure.
Before discovering new vineyards, I'm back on the road heading for the Tuscan region of Maremma along the Tyrrhenian Sea. In this marshy part of Tuscany, 10 kilometers south of Grosseto, there's a unique particularity in Italy. It's a land of the buttery, the Tuscan cowboys who look after a herd of exotic-looking cattle, once introduced into Italy by pirates. A nice opportunity to live a few hours in the Tuscan far west.
You know how?
No.
Ok.
Hold this,
Ok.
put your foot here, and pull yourself up.
I didn't hurt him.
Not at all.
Grande Massimo! Si chiama Massimo!
Fammi andare che non vorrei farci sermato, visto?
The saddle, the lasso curled around the pommel, the wide-edged hat, the characteristic cane of this tradition. The last buttery continued this way of life, like the guardians of the Camargue, the Argentine gauchos, or the cowboys of the American West. And since every outing ends with a country meal, I find myself at a table tasting ham, mortadella sausage, Italian cheese, in an unforgettable moment.
Sì, il resto è acqua. È acqua colorata.
At present, my wine route takes me further north, between Castiglione della Pescaia and Grosseto, where one of Italy's most famous vineyards can be found, Le Mortel, an estate belonging to a very big family, the Antinori. Le Mortel, which has taken its name from myrtle, a wild plant of the coastal zones of the region, spreads over 270 hectares of land, of which 160 are planted with vines. When I arrive, I'm astonished by this atypical cellar situated on the top of a small hill, standing guard over these vineyards. It's mostly constructed underground so as to minimize the impact on the land.
Hello.
Welcome.
Are you Fabio?
Yes, and you must be Luna.
Luna.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Happy to have you. How are you? Did you have a good trip?
Yes, I did. What a beautiful region. And right by the sea. I love it.
Good. Welcome to our cellar.
It's beautiful. What an extraordinary wine cellar. What's the idea behind all this?
The idea was simply to make an eco-friendly wine cellar. So we did everything possible to ensure that there would be respect for the environment. Thus, we worked out a gravity flow descent method. This way, we use the least amount of energy possible. Our magnificent vaulted roof is about 80 centimeters thick and composed exclusively of volcanic lapilli, which isolates and thus stabilizes the temperature. Our green roofs are planted with vegetation, and they also protect against the summer sun and contribute to a constant temperature during the winter. You see, the cellar receives natural light, and the further we descend into the cellar, the more the light diminishes, until we reach the Baraccaia zone, where the wine is aging and where the lighting must be very soft and intimate.
Soft and intimate, of course. Will you take me there?
Certainly.
The central spiral staircase is a vault backbone and one of its kind. It sinks down to a depth of 26 meters into the rock. It's so beautiful, with the light shining on all these barrels, and on the stone, too. It's really lovely.
We're at the lowest level of the cellar, in the Baraccaia, surrounded by the walls of bedrock that remain since the hill was excavated. And the cone, lighting from above, illuminates the cellar all the way down to the bottom. And here is another eco-friendly method that consists of capturing the HCO2, the carbon nitrate, that develops during fermentation. This method saves energy by relying solely on a law of physics, telling us that carbon nitrate is heavier than air. So the carbon nitrate descends and accumulates in a big vat below, and always by gravity flow, continues downward through a pipe and out of the cellar. And without any energy input, it's collected and directed into the vineyard.
Oh, to produce photosynthesis.
Right. The vineyard relies on carbon nitrate for photosynthesis. Let's take a look.
With pleasure. Thank you, Fabio. More than 100,000 bottles are produced every year, but the cellar can hold more than 1 million. The bedrock is stunning. As a guarantee of the quality of the House of Antinori, the choice was made to work only 45% of the harvested grapes, only the best. Without hesitating, I accept a tasting of the estate's wines. What a magnificent landscape.
Those are our vines. And these are our wines.
Yes, Poggio Arenali.
Smell it.
It's good. Thank you, Fabio.
Here's to you.
Cheers. In a paradise for migrating animals and absorbent plants, I enjoy the untouched landscapes of the Mortel one last time. If the Mortel exists today, it's thanks to the sanitization of the marshland by many of the region's canals, among them the current port canal of Castiglione della Pescaia, where I end the day with my feet in the water at sunset. No sooner have I left the coast than I greet the alley of cypresses that give Tuscany its charm. My wine route takes me further up to the north of the province of Livorno, more precisely to Bolgheri, to visit an exceptional estate, La Tenuto San Guido, where they produce a wine that's been elected the best wine of Italy several times, the Sassicaia. This estate is managed by Marquis Nicola Ancisa della Rocchetta, who's been passionate about two things, wine and horses, for decades. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I saw some extraordinary horses on your property. How did your passion for wine and horses come about? All at once? How did it happen?
Personally, I have a natural passion for horses because I've always been around them. Ever since I was a child. I went to the races regularly. But my passion for wine came later. It was my father's idea. About 50 years ago, he was the first to plant a vineyard in this region, which was never considered a wine-growing area. And in time, that turned out to be completely wrong. In the 70s, we started commercializing our wine, which was acclaimed all over the world. And that's what started a revolution in Italian winemaking, because Italians never used to make really top wines. But now they tried to compete with the great French chateau.
All the specialists agree that the wine of this estate combines the structure of the best French wines and the exuberance of the finest California jewels. It's above all wines that resemble the horrors of the estate, thoroughbred and elegant. After the visit in the horrors, the Marquis guides me into a dark and distinguished cellar, the very heart of the best Italian super Tuscans. Very nice. With that big glass panel that reveals the cellar. But why the two separate areas?
The 2010 vintage on that side.
I see.
And behind us, the 2011.
Okay, and you've planned a little wine tasting for us.
This is still a young wine, 2009, that just came out on the market. But I think it's ready to appreciate.
Do appreciate it.
The character of Sassicaia.
A good color. Very intense.
We've always tried to make very balanced wines, without too much alcohol, too much extraction, or too much new wood. Because I think that a wine should be drunk, rather than an object of tastings or exhibitions. Pleasant to drink. In fact, a famous journalist whose name is K. Jones said that in order to judge wines, the bottles should be put on the table, and the first empty bottle is the best.
This one wouldn't last very long. It's very balanced. It's extremely elegant, but powerful, vivacious yet earthy. Somewhat like your horses. I mean, it has class, it has character, and at the same time, it's extremely elegant. Drinking this wine is like having your head in the stars. That might be the reason why the estate participated in 2005 in the European Space Program to determine the effect of gravity on plants. For my visit, the Marquis allows me to discover, in a place normally off limits, one of the only bottles in the world to have traveled in space. Oh, the treasure trove. Oh, the 1985 vintage. It won that blind wine tasting over the great Bordeaux wines, didn't it?
Yes, that's right. It got a lot of attention.
Did you use the same wine varieties as in Bordeaux wines? Cabernet Franc and Cabernet Sauvignon?
Yes, Bordeaux was our model. But as time went by, our wine developed its own style, its own personality. That's why it did so well.
So where is that bottle hidden?
It's not really hidden, but you have to be able to recognize it.
Oh, it's not hidden at all.
You simply have to take it out of the box. It's smaller than the others. because to be sent into space had to be a certain size.
There's a limit to how much you can take into space. May I touch it? I can say I touched a bottle that went into space. Incredible.
Perhaps someday we'll taste it. I don't know when.
Thank you so very much. It's been a real pleasure and an extraordinary experience.
Ah, how kind of you. It's been a pleasure to show you around. I so appreciate your visit.
Thank you again.
I'll accompany you.
To finish off this voyage in Tuscany, I had to stop in Pisa, some 50 kilometers from Bolgheri. The symbol of the town is its famous 55-meter-high leaning tower that overlooks the town. Its beauty is disturbing, a building full of history, like all the sublime vineyards and landscapes that have marked my route in Tuscany. At the foot of the monument, a great classic among the tourists is the photo where you pretend to support the tower. For the memory of a voyage in Italy,
sotto il raggio della luna, ma dietro ad un balcone veglia una Madonna bruna.
Grazie Riccardo.